Crafty friends. I am getting started and I just remembered that I need to refill my Seal Plus adhesive. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. We're going to create this cute little accordion card today on my channel. And I put a little bell on it. You could put a tag on this part and let it dangle. I just put a bell on this part. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. Show you what I was inspired by. Right after I fill my Seal Plus. So how are you doing today? Did you do anything fun this weekend? All right, there we go. See how you just, it's really easy to refill the Seal Plus. Put that in there like so. I know, should have done it earlier. I have a friend visiting. I was trying to pay attention to her. She was actually cooking for us, which was really cool. Has anyone ever heard of putting carrots in bolognese sauce, like spaghetti sauce? She made like this really cool sauce from scratch with carrots and celery, and then she did the ground beef and tomatoes too and all that, but she used carrots and celery. Yum, yum. All right, so this is where I was inspired by this card here. There was a little tag on it at some point. Don't know what happened to the tag, but I went to the Georgia demonstrator event. We had a retreat, and it was out in Eatonton, Georgia, and we did this really cool embossed card. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And this part was embossed, this little back piece, but I'm not going to do the embossing part for this, but you can easily do that. This is just a single piece of very vanilla, then a piece of cardstock, and then some more cardstock, and you just open it up. So we're going to change a few things. We're going to just still use It's Most Wonderful Time of the Year. I made this strip smaller. I put DSP on this panel. And I use twine instead of ribbon. So, I mean, just a couple things, and I'm not embossing it, and I use more bling. Okay, to give credit where credit is due, and I'll write these measurements down for you. The person who did this tutorial for the demonstrators at our event is Shirley Day, another Georgia demonstrator. So, way to go, Shirley. I really love this card, and when I showed it, when I got back from the event, everyone was asking me about it. And I have the Greetings of the Season workshop series, of which I'll show you some other things we made. And I thought, let's just include this because as I finish up this series, it would be a good thing to conclude with. So we're going to go ahead and use Love and Joy. And then I'm just going to go ahead and open it up for you. And we're going to go ahead and use Greetings, the most wonderful time of the year. So see how that works? And you're going to have a piece of twine. So it goes like this. Right? And I probably should have actually made the twine longer because I forgot, like, when you pull it open that, you don't want it to fall at the other side. So you can decorate the different panels, which is nice. Put a little bell in there. I just used twine. And then for this part, what I did for this part is I just put this right on with dimensionals. So that would stay still. Okay, so I did a couple little modifications to the card. All right, and I already have a lot of pieces made, but let me get a piece of paper so I can write down the measurements. All right, so the first thing you're going to need, and let me say hi to you guys as you're coming in. Hello, Christina Fullen. I hope you will come to one of these Georgia demonstrator events with me sometime. Thank you for being a channel supporter. Are there 2 C's in accordion? I hope so. Hello, Janet. Nice to see you again. And you crafted all weekend. That's good. I wish I would have crafted more, but I was working on my kits. So I have a snowman season workshop series coming up for this month of November, December, and I was working on the kits for that. And then I was working on the Card on Blue Card Club kits. So hopefully get everything mailed out by next weekend. But my mom was even helping. And okay, you can always ask. I see her, can you ask a scan and cut question? Yes. Yes, Gloria, you can always ask a scan and cut question. It's no big deal. We can walk and chew gum. All right, so this is going to be, you're going to do this is just going to be a single piece, not a card, right? For this part. Single piece, 5 1/4 times 4. And this is going to be very vanilla. And it's the back of your card. So I'll just say back of card. And then we're going to do another layer like this. That's going to be 5 inches times 3 3/4. And that is going to be Old Olive. I'm sorry. I was going to use Old Olive. I didn't use Old Olive. I am using, you can use Old Olive. Let's just say, or you can use something that coordinates. I'm going to say Early Espresso. Hey, I may even use Old Olive, right? In fact, I was planning on it, and then what happened is I accidentally made these into cards, and instead of making them into pieces. So this time I'll try it with an Old Olive, just to do something different. Okay, so Old Olive or Early Espresso or any color of coordinating cardstock. So then you're gonna have a piece. So this part I already have made. I should have a piece of the very vanilla already made. Yeah. So here's a piece. So like, let me just show you with my trimmer. So you can see this part. So here we have a piece this is the back of your card, right? Oh, actually, was it 4 1/4? Actually, this one's going to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm glad I just checked this. It's going to be 5 1/2. So this one's going to be, here, we have to start again. Sorry. I'm glad I just checked that. So accordion foam, because the back is the size of a card. All right, so we have, this one's going to be, the back is going to be 5 1/2, like a regular card, but it's a single piece of paper by 4 1/4. Okay, and then the next layer is going to be 4 inches times 5 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to write Early Espresso, but we're going to use Old Olive. Or Old Olive. And this one is very vanilla. If you have very vanilla thick, it's probably better than very vanilla. But in your kit, and I know some of you are going off the kit I sent you. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so in other words, this piece, even though it's a single piece, is going to be the size of a card. Does that make sense? And I don't have any more Old Olive, believe it or not. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this piece. I hate to do it after I already made a card out of it. I'm going to go ahead and cut this card apart. You should see me crafting. It's just a whole mess. Okay, 4 by 5 1/4. So we can go ahead and attach these together. And we have the first part done. Okay, so there's nothing that folds into a card yet. These are just 2 flat pieces. And by the way, it's the first time I made it was at that event. I had not made this kind of card before. I've made a lot of cards, and I've made accordions in different styles, but not this kind of little tiny style where the little tiny card goes in the middle. Well, not really tiny, but a smaller card goes in the middle. So voila. Okay, so you can get that part done. So this is our strong background. So if you have a stick very vanilla, it'd be better than just a regular very vanilla. And now you have a really strong background for your card. So next thing you're going to do is we're going to get a big old long piece like this. And it's going to be real red. Well, only because like it's going to be like we want a pop of red to come up on this, right? Pop up on this kind of, there's so much green on this season of green and gold. All right. Hello, Louise from Ontario, Canada. I'm glad you're making lots of cards this weekend. All right, Christina had a booth at a fall festival this past Saturday. I hope you did well. Hope there was a good turnout. Hello, Kathy. Long time no hear. Had a nice weekend, yes. Nice to see you, Backyard Stamper. Melanie Foy, you're cooking carrots right now. Cool. I love carrots, but have you ever heard of them being in spaghetti sauce? Hello, Lisa Tabor from Ontario, Canada. Hello, Gloria Wolf. Hello, Jean. Nice to see you again. All right. So Leslie spent the weekend playing with her Scan and Cut. My Scan and Cut's right here on my table, too. I'm using it right now, too. Hello, Deborah from New South Wales, Australia. Gloria, Jean, Hilda, Deb Hall. All right, so this next part is real red, and we are going to make it, it's going to be 4 inches high, right, by 9.5. Let's make sure. Okay, 9.5. And you're going, this is where you're going to score it. And we're going to go ahead and do that part. Score at, okay, all right, 1 5/8, 4 inches, and 6 3/8. Okay, so we have, then we'll have like the base of the card done. All right, I should have a piece. I know I already cut an extra piece of red. So here's my red I've already cut. So you can see it is going to be 4, right? 4 inches. Okay, put this arm out of my trimmer by 9.5. Just so you can see that. I want you to visualize this. Visualizing, we're doing every step of the way. I'm only making one of these. I'm not going to make 2 of these just because of the time-consuming nature of this. And now we're going to go ahead and do what it said, which is to score at 1 5/8. So this is 1. I'm using the Simply Scored now. Unlike the trimmer, the Simply Score has 1/8 of an inch score marks, right? Or 1/8 of an inch dividers, whereas the trimmer has 1/16 of an inch dividers. So just letting you know. So you can see I'm doing, so this is 1.5 is 4/8, right? But because we're scoring at 5/8, 1 5/8, you need to go 1 line after the 1.5. Like so. Okay? So 1 5/8. Just gotta look at my cheat sheet here. 4 inches. Well, that was an easy one. Easy peasy, 4 inches. And then 6 3/8. So 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. Okay? So let's put the little dashes there as sort of a visual. All right. Kind of like that. And then a bigger one. And then a kind of like the same size again. And then like a little bigger panel there. So that's what your scoring looks like. So now you're going to go ahead and fold. Now this is this is where the accordion comes in, right? The name, hence the name of the card, accordion. So you need like a mountain and a valley fold, right? That's the whole point of this. And that's where you're going to get your little bone folder, and it helps you fold it. So the way I like to do it is just kind of like, you're going to take, that's going to be your background. And then I like to go like this, right? And burnish the edge. And then I'm going to go back again, right? Dun, 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 and then back again like so. Okay, and now I have an accordion fold, and it looks really cute. And we have little parts sticking out where the DSP will stick out. Yay for accordion fold. So that's that. And now I'm going to go ahead and, I've already done my panels. I'll tell you what size they're in a minute. Let's just kind of, let's see. 1, 2. I'm just going to show you them for a moment. Then I'm not sure which one I'm putting where yet, but we're going to kind of show you that I'm going to need, because I'm doing this extra little doohickey, where I'm putting an extra piece there where it wasn't on the original card. So we need 2 of each of these. You see where I'm going to put them. I'm showing you where I'm putting them before we tell you about cutting them. And then we're going to need a piece back here. We'll do hickam of very vanilla. Okay. So now we're going to do DSP. Which DSP? Let me go ahead and tilt this because of the light. The Season of Green and Gold Specialty DSP. It's amazing DSP. I'm just going to go ahead and move this down. I'll move this paper up. Hope we can get this all to fit on here. So we have, we're going to just draw them. So you're going to need like a couple that look like that, times 2. And we're going to need a couple that are a little wider, right? And you're going to need 2 of them. And then you're going to need one that's like kind of wider than that. And you're going to need one of those, okay? So we need 5 little panels. And then we need one that's like a little piece like that, because we're going to put it down the side, right down the side here, and we're going to need one of those. So now I will go ahead and I'll lift this up a little bit so you can see all the measurements. All right, cut 2 that are 3 3/4 high times 1 3/8. Okay, so we need 2 of those. That's what size that is. Okay, and then the next one, we're going to be 3 3/4, 3 3/4. That's going right here. We need 2 of these times 2 1/8. Okay. And then we're going to get one of these. This is going to be This one's going to be in Very Vanilla, but we're still going to write it right here. Let's see, Very Vanilla. 3 3/4 times 2 7/8. Okay, and then we need this little guy is just going to be 3 3/4 high again, 3 3/4 high. That's this little guy times. I made it a 1/2 inch, but in the original design, it was actually 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so show you my original design versus this design. See, the original design has like 3/4 of an inch wide, this little piece, and they used Mossy Meadow, but I decided to make it just have a little piece, just a little piece like that, pretty little piece that would stick out. All right, so this is going to be your season, or it's going to be your Very Vanilla or your season of green and gold. Now, how you decorate this doesn't matter, so let's go ahead and take your screenshot now so I can move this paper away, because I've already cut my papers I needed, except for the Very Vanilla, and you can kind of get that idea of, you know, what you need for this card. And then the ink doesn't matter. You're just using whatever DSP you have. Okay, when you add glue and put some glue and then mix it with the water. Yeah, are you talking? Yeah, you're talking about resticking your mat. Yeah, restick your mat, let your glue dry, let your two-way glue dry, and then, of course, you know, do another layer later, and then it'll stick just fine. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Peggy, for being channel supporters and for liking this card, liking this channel, liking this video. Awesome. And hello, Nicole. Nice to see you. Yeah, Gloria, if your mat is too sticky, then just take like your t-shirt, right? We're talking about scan and cut. Sorry for having so many side conversations. Take your t-shirt, put some lint on your mat, and it won't be too sticky. Hello, Debbie, Denise Willerton. Nice to see you. All right, I'm moving the paper now. You've got your screenshot, and if not, go back to 17 minutes, and you'll get your screenshot. All right, we're making room. So now we're just going to do we're just adding the panels. And I'm going to go ahead and use my Seal Plus for that. So now you're going to just kind of decide, where am I going to put things? Well, I kind of like these shiny sides, right? They're nicer. So, but, you know, it depends. If I'm going to put, it's an accordion card. So if I'm going to put this here on the second layer, which is good, then I can put this one behind it. And then if I'm going to do something else on the front layer like that, right? So you just want to alternate the kind of designs that you have for each layer. Or I could do this for the front layer. Something like that would be cute, right? And then I could put, you know, this one inside as my border piece. Oops. Like that could be my little border piece. Okay? So it's up to you. But I kind of like it. I kind of like the bling. I gotta admit. I like the bling. I like all the shiny sides. Because, heck, if we're using green and gold, and the reason I used a white embellishment is because I'm using green and gold. I mean, I'm sorry, because I'm using vanilla and the gold, that's why I used the white pieces for the little tags. All right, so the other thing that you'll need, well, Kim needs water, but that's one thing. The other thing that you're going to need, I'll use that on this side. Or could I use this one? Yeah, I'll use this one on this side. Is you're going to need a hole punch, because you're going to punch a hole through the part that I'm making right now. If you don't have tiny hole punches, look at my Amazon store. I have good recommendations. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell them anymore. I'm using this really cool one that kind of goes through all these layers of all these layers of paper. All right, so you're going to take this little panel and go ahead and put your hole in it. Right through the DSP. But put your DSP on first, otherwise you'll never line up the hole, right? Okay. So there's my hole. I'm going to keep on adding paper. Make sure when you cut your paper, you're aware of the direction that your card goes in. And all that good stuff. So next weekend, I am going to start the Snowman series. It's called a Snowy Wonder. We'll be making holiday cards and New Year's cards in that series. My mom made something special for your kit. There's lots of DSP in your kit. including Snowy Wonder, let's see, Country Woods, and a little bit of Season of Elegance, and a little bit of the reindeer paper, some adhesives, some cardstock, some embellishments, some ribbon, and, you know, a little treat. So it's really, really a cool, unique kit that we'll be doing for the next couple months. We'll be doing this workshop. So this one is the one I'm going to make. Let's see. Actually, I'm trying to make a different border. Let's use a different scrap. I like this little piece like this because it's like, you know, it's shiny. It'll stick out. Hello, Lynn. Nice to see you. Yeah, Gloria, you can keep on asking. These guys are scan and cut experts on this channel. So, like, everybody here is mostly in my scan and cut user group. And you should be too, because that's where you can ask, that's where it's more appropriate to ask those questions, because that's what those discussions are for. At one time, I had so many questions on this channel that it was taking me like an hour a day to answer the questions, or sometimes longer. So what I did is I just made that scan and cut group. And ever since then, it's been great because people help me answer questions. I love it. I want to see if I have a piece of vanilla to stamp onto. I'm looking around. I might have cut one. This is my little gems. If I didn't cut one, we're going to go ahead and cut one. Go ahead and cut one. Oh, the one I should have said, in this little section, I should have said, this little piece, by the way, in my instructions is the very vanilla piece, right? I hope you understand that. You're not all DSP in the card. You are using one piece of vanilla, very vanilla, and all the rest is the Season of Green and Gold DSP. So we have 3 3/4. 1, 2, 3/4 by 2 1/8. Wait a minute. That can't be it. 3 3/4. Oh, 2 7/8. 1, okay, 2 1/2. That's more like it. 2 1/2 is 4/8, 5, 6, 7/8. Okay, that's better. I was like, wait a minute. 2 7/8. I did write it correctly on your sheet. I'm doing this one here. 3 3/4 by 2 7/8. Just so you know, that's what I'm doing right now. Let's make sure. Okay, so one thing they told us that was important when we were at that conference, she said, make sure, like if you're embossing, that you're, like say you're embossing, or even if you're stamping, you want to lay this here. You're going to stamp, of course, first before you attach this to make sure you have enough room. But they're like, lay it there when you're stamping that little border piece. And I've already have my stamp ready. So you know what I mean? So that you can fit this there. Okay. Otherwise, you'll be like you'll be covering up your own sentiment. So, and you know, go ahead and emboss if you wish. I'm just not doing that right now for this particular workshop series. I'm just stamping because this is where we're at. This is what I have ready. And all my embossing stuff is not out right now. So I'm just using Old Olive. And I'm going to put it somewhat in the middle. And that way you could still sign your name. But yet, if I would have tried to center it and I didn't put this little piece there as a reference, then I may have not had enough room for my stamp. Okay, now I'm putting some adhesive on there. This is the Seal Plus. And I'm just going to go ahead and add that little strip, the little 1/2 inch strip, so that it sticks out there. I love foiled paper. And this is actually going to be, this paper, by the way, is in the card club. So next month's card club. So in addition to having the Snowy Wonder workshop series, I'm having a card club next month, or this month already. Gosh, we're already in November. It's based on Christmas labels. And I'm giving everybody this paper once again in that kit. And you're also going to get Take a Bow and some specialty papers, card, you know, different things. You're going to get some things in that kit too. So anyway, if you want to know anything that I have going on, just go down here to Paper Chef's Offerings. There's a link down in my channel here. And you'll be able to find all the offerings that I have going on. It's the time of the month where all my deadlines are on the 10th. The reason I come up with the 10th was to give me a chance to get things ordered and everything in time. But it's also the 10th is a good time because that's also when you can subscribe to Paper Pumpkin each month. The Stampin' Up! Has a deadline of the 10th, and I figured I'll make all my deadlines on the 10th of the month as well. So sign up for my card club by the 10th. Sign up for Snowy Wonder Workshop Series by the 10th. Now, I have a couple exceptions. I do have a mystery box sale going on, and that goes until Black Friday. And I have an ordering special where when you place a $150 order, you get a free bundle, a retired bundle. Okay. And so I have that special going on. And that happens to also not be the 10th because it's just a one-time deal. I've never done that before. I just did it because I reached $300,000 in sales, not in 1 year, like in my whole entire lifetime. And I was just celebrating that milestone. So why not? And I'm also cleaning out room in my she shed. I'm doing a little tag with Love and Joy with the real red color. So what you want to do is you want to get, I have so many of these, so that's why I just used that one. I've been cutting a lot of these tags from this bundle. I just absolutely love it. And let's see. See, I use, look, this one is in Pretty Peacock, right? Sometimes I stamp in Mossy Meadow or Old Olive. There's just so much greatness in this set. Just absolutely love it. So I'm going to use Love and Joy, but before that, I'm going to put a little bit of Old Olive on this blending brush. And I'm going to go ahead and, let me just give it a little dip. I'm going to put it, don't worry, it's the other side, not the side with the Love and Joy on it. I just want to ink up the bottom a little bit. So one thing I love about these dies is they're like stitched on the bottom. So they're pretty cool. See, the little stitching. All right, now we're going to go ahead and put the Love and Joy on it. So if you're going to ink up a stamp, that already got messed up. Then you always want to put your ink on the bottom first so that you don't smear your sentiment. We'll try this one. I think I've stamped this enough times in red. So, I mean, I think there should be enough ink on there. And it's photopolymer, so hopefully I can see through there. Oh, love it. All right, so that's that. And I'm closing the real red and I'm closing the Old Olive. Just excellent Christmas colors. It's only paper. Don't get excited that I crumble them up. I'm always throwing away paper. I rather just have a bunch of dies in my bucket of crafty goodness. I mean, here's one of the buckets. Look at all the dies. I just rather have dies already cut out, ready to go. Once in a while, they get messed up and I crumble them up. I'd rather do that than try to sit there and like die cut during a tutorial or die cut even during my own crafting. Like, I don't want to die cut during every video. I have the machine sitting right there, but just rather have some stuff done already. All right, so now we're going to take the back of the card and we're actually going to take, let's put it this way. We're going to put the adhesive on this part of the card, right? We're going to adhere this to this side, right? But we need, I just want to make sure this is dry. Hold on, let me just I don't want to mess up the front of my card. So I need adhesive on there so that I can put the twine on there, right? Does that make sense? So I got to go like this. I'm putting enough adhesive so I can adhere this to the back of the cardstock, but I also want to put a big piece of twine across it. Now, my one I did here was 15 inches or maybe 14 inches, but I'd say let's make the next one bigger. Let's just go ahead and use Very Vanilla. I gave you all 1.5 yards, I think it was, of each color. Well, my mom did, so I'm just going to take the whole piece I gave you. And, okay, let's see. Yeah, kind of center it because it has to go, yeah, just kind of center it. So just to center something, kind of fold it in half, right? And then open it back up. And that's how you can kind of center it, right? Like that. Now we can attach this to the card that you could have embossed if you wanted to. I'm just going to put that like this side better. Okay, put that on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my card to here. So now the twine is behind there, right? Hidden behind there. Double check your, sentiment's not upside down and all that stuff. So we're almost there. We're almost there. You're going to take this part and you're going to put it through the hole. Now, at this point, this is what they did when I was at the event. They put a little tag on here, right? And we tied it up, which is fine. But instead, I thought I'm going to put a little bell on there and put this. This is my idea. I put this one on this part. So I didn't glue it to, okay, when you put the dimensionals, let me show you. When you put those here, put them above and below, because you want your twine to move freely as someone opens and closes the card. That's the kind of mechanism. So you're going to put this like this, right? Put these on here like so. Now, when you attach this little guy, this Love and Joy, and we do need a little bit of twine on this guy. So just grab a little, this one's just to make a bow. So grab, and I'm using, by the way, Baker's Twine Essentials. That's what I'm using for this little project, Baker's Twine Essentials. I think I need a little bigger piece. We'll see if this will work. Or what other colors do I have laying around here? These are some, this is what we made the last time I saw you. So I'll show you those again. Here we go. Got this color. I'm just going to use this color. I needed a bigger piece. Baker's Twine Essentials has like gray, very vanilla, white, black, and beige or tan. So it has like everything that you could need. So that's good. So I'm just using a different color than the very vanilla. So you pick your 2 colors of twine. Of course, you can use linen thread for this too. So I just kind of looped it through. Make yourself a double knot. I'm probably wasting a lot of twine here, but it's only twine, like it's only paper, as I'm always saying. And I'd rather have a bigger piece to tie the knot with than not enough. Okay, good. All right, so back to this. This is a little bit wonky. I'm going to go ahead and make it a little tighter and do a double knot, I think, so it doesn't come apart. Because I don't want this to come untied, because it's really hard to tie once it's on the card. Like if I were to try to tie this knot once it's on the card, it would just be at a really weird angle. So now I put that there. Okay, and the reason I use white again, because it's contrasting with the very vanilla behind it. Now this little guy can still move freely. Nice, right? And go ahead and decorate the insides with like maybe some of your little sprigs and twigs and things like that. I'm just going to take one of my bells and see, I could take a bell like this or one of these bells, a bigger bell. We'll just see. And this bells came from the Season of Green and Gold specialty paper. I'll go ahead and use a small bell. And I just punched a hole in it so that I put it through the twine. Just some extra decoration on there. You don't have to do it, but all the little details matter. Just kind of fun to do it. And now, lay this down. And go ahead and tie it up. And tie your little bow. Keep your card together. I'm gonna tie it in the center, the bow, like kind of in the center of the accordion. Yay. Okay, that's all there is to that. And then we're going to put a little bling on it. Put a few little snowflakes. Where are my snowflakes? Here we go. You have some snowflakes in your kit, so just go ahead and take them and put them on the card. Put one up there. We'll put one down here. They're gold, copper, and white. I'm just going to go ahead and put a few around. I'm putting them around the corners here. That's all. Because you have to put them somewhere or they're not going to get in the way. I tried the peppermint dots, which I absolutely love, and they are real red, but they just didn't really go with the elegance of this theme. So we did use our peppermint dots a lot, you know, for different things, but just not for this. It doesn't really go with this. Okay, now let me go ahead and tie this one shut. So you see how I didn't use enough twine? I did use enough twine, but it's real tight on this one. See? So I'm going to go ahead and tie this one shut. So which one do you like better? Let's go and flip the little bell around. Do you like the Early Espresso? It's the same exact card, by the way. See? Same card. Same card. Do you like the Early Espresso or the Old Olive? And you can write EE for Early Espresso. Or you can write OO for Old Olive. Or you could just say, you could just write this or that. Like this one is the left and that's the right. Or you could say 1 or 2, A or B. You know, or, you know, whatever, however you want to say it. Left, right. First one, second one. See, I didn't do enough twine. See, so don't use 15 inches of twine. Try to use like, you know, 8, 16, 17, 18 inches of twine. You just need that little bit extra to tie it. But there you go. That's the accordion card. Okay, we have, I'm going to see what all the votes were. And let's see. Thank you for Lynn for reminding people to do a thumbs up. And for Karen, thank you, Karen Fentress. Nice to see you. All right. We have, I'm glad you guys like, we have an, okay, here are the votes. Old Olive, Old Olive, Old Olive, Old Olive, both. Old Olive, Early Espresso, Old Olive, Early Espresso, Old Olive, Early Espresso. All right, so we have more votes for the Old Olive one. And the reason I use these colors, by the way, is when I give you these kits, like every month when I do my kits, I try to, and this is something you should try to, always like constrain yourself. So basically, this is your kit, right? And this is the cardstock colors I gave you, and you're going to see how the other colors I used this month. And so I was trying to constrain myself to things that you have in your kit, Early Espresso and Old Olive. I could have easily used many other colors, like Mossy Meadow, like done here. I could have embossed this with the swirly embossing folder, like it was done here. The problem is, like, you don't have those things in your kit, right? You don't have Mossy Meadow, and you don't have the embossed piece. So I was trying to make it so you can replicate this card exactly. So I hope that makes sense and why I did it that way. All right, now you're ready to see what else we made in this series. And this is pretty much what we're going to make. And if I make anything else in this series, it will be kind of done with the snowman theme. In other words, I'm done with this theme because I need to move on to my next theme next weekend. But it doesn't mean that we're done with some of the designs you'll see. We're going to be doing them with other paper. So in no particular order, we used the note cards. These were casual and fun note cards. I did use the peppermints on this one because we had this whimsical Merry Christmas with the oval, and these were like kind of casual cards using the brushed gold cards. Okay, so this is what we made here. And we also did add snowflakes as well. So, you know, you can maybe like the snowflakes better than the peppermints, or like whichever you decide to do. You just add some bling to your cards. Okay, each look a little different with some sprigs and twigs. All right, so what am I showing you? I'm showing you the things we made with the season, greetings of the season. The bundle that we've been focused on for the last couple months has been greetings of the season. But that doesn't mean I always use the same kind of paper. Because in your workshop kit, I also sent you some winter meadow paper. And although we hardly used it, when we did, it was packed with a punch. This was a really fun shaker card project. And you could see how the winter meadow just did like a fantastic job with this kind of like really cool framing. You could take one of the dies, which is part of the bundle, and make your window. And this paper was just so fun to use. And there's that same love and joy again. Oh, and that's probably why I had the pretty peacock. This little pretty peacock, because this one was stamped in pretty peacock because it went with that paper. All right, moving along. I told you I'd show you what we made last week. We made these treat holders called Box in a Bag. These are great for party favors, stocking stuffers, craft fairs. Okay, so thank you. Jean says she absolutely loves the shaker card. Beautiful paper. Yeah, it's so different, right? It's like so different than the green and gold. So here's some of the things we made. Here's the box in a bag. All right, what else did we make in this series? We made these cards. This was the first card we made based on a card sketch from the annual catalog, and then I did my own thing to it, where you have a background piece and a few strips and some circle and twine. So it's a really fun layered card. So be sure to check out these tutorials. They're all on my channel, and hopefully they're in the playlist. Some other things I made is I created this one live on YouTube already during my unboxing. One of the unboxings a couple months ago when this was coming out, this new online exclusive product, I said, oh my gosh, we have this new Mercury paper and Graceful Greenery vellum and new Season of Gold, green and gold paper. And I just took it all out of the package and we made this live. And it came together really nicely. I also made this one with some of the products from my scan and cut tutorials. I showed you how to cut out all of these things using the scan and cut. So although we do have dies, which is part of a mega suite, not part of this bundle, not part of the Greetings of the Season bundle, but with the Greetings of the Season bundle is another bundle just with greenery. And the dies do match some of the DSP, but I also showed you how to use the scan and cut to cut out the DSP and to layer them up like that. All right, then we showed on this channel, these are all like, I'm done showing you what I made in the workshop, I think. Oh, no, I'm not. I have these we made in the workshop series. I've kind of lost count of how many tutorials we've done. These are little fun boxes. In your kit, you had something called a, let's see what it's called. It's named it right here in this paper. A book treat box. Okay, so book treat box looks like this. And you fold it up. I gave you a little piece of Velcro, and you made these little treat holders. And I'm going to be putting Christmas candy in them. By the way, Dollar Tree has Christmas candy already. Can't believe it. But I did get some mini candy canes so far. But they have all the miniatures and all the things in the Christmas colors. All right, now also on my channel, I showed you how to create these bags. And I've showed you a couple different tutorials based on the different size bags. And I've also been sharing these, like, I think on my Facebook. I don't know. We didn't finish making all the different size bags that you can. But be sure to watch both tutorials, because one time I put the little string through it, making these beautiful handles. And another time I just made it with the folded edge like so, where you can get the nice border around your bag. So again, I'm obsessed with the Season of Green and Gold paper, as you can see. I even have a bunch of, like, the, ink projects I'm in the midst of. I also use, in addition to using it for the workshop series, the unboxings, the bag tutorials, at my demonstrator retreat, as my swap card, at next month's card club kit, where we were focused on the Christmas labels, where I've been making these really cool things for your cards, like to put on your cards. Like, they're so awesome. In addition to all those things, also I used it as part of my scan and cut course. Now, if you have my newsletter, if you don't have my newsletter, you don't have coupons, but ask me and I could send you the coupons. I did send out coupons to all my scan and cut courses, and this one's called Scan and Cut Winter Projects, and I showed you how to make this box using an SVG file online. So you don't even have to design the box yourself. I show you how to design it using online SVG files. Now, this one I do show you how to design yourself. It's a tree box that you'll learn how to make in that scan and cut course. And this is, again, the Season of Green and Gold paper. And I used it in our card club a couple months ago with a little trucking along bundle, and etc. So it's just really, really great paper. You're going to continue to see me using it. I finally found that little tag I told you I was looking for. This little tag goes on this little card. So I'm actually going to put this card back together as I take you out. Not take you out, but as I conclude this video. And I will tell you what we made in case you're just joining in. I'm going to show you the accordion cards we made today. And now you got to see the things we made in this series, some other things you can make with that paper, and get excited about what's coming up next month as we continue to use this paper. It goes, it's while supplies last, it goes with a mega suite of products, online exclusives. It has 2 bundles go with it, 2 die sets. There's satin, very vanilla satin ribbon that goes with it, the DSP, and the cherry berry. I think they're called berry embellishments. Okay, there's like little, it's these guys, these little berries that are also part of this, like, really cool suite. All right, so let's see. T. Barnes, so I think Season of Green and Gold is the best Christmas themed paper Stampin' Up has done. Yeah, I'd have to. Well, I almost agree. I mean, I almost agree, because I wish there was some red in it, but I would say if there was, I made my own pops of red. It probably is the nicest paper they've ever done as far as, like, foiling and gorgeous patterns and colors. Yeah, you know what? You might be right, because it is, like, an incredible paper they've done. But sometimes I'm like, I'm kind of into my colors, and I wish it had some red. But hey, that's just me. But yeah, I think you're right. It is, like, the best. It's the best they've done. I bet they've sold it more than this paper than anything. And I'm glad you love my Scan and Cut Udemy courses. And I'm glad you found some ginger chews, Peggy. I'm putting them in your next kit as well. All right, so, okay. Oh, you're still voting. Old Olive, both, and yep, you guys are still voting on the cards. All right, so as we take you out here, so what we did is today's tutorial focused on making accordion cards using the supplies that you have in your kit, the Season of Green and Gold paper, coordinating cardstock. I had to use a pop of red in there, so we have some red, and some embellishments and twine. And so this accordion card, you can increase the size of this so you can't see the other side if you want. I just did a small border. You can increase it to 3/4 of an inch, which was the original design. And it's just a really fun way to showcase the DSP because you get to put a panel here and here and here and here and here. So you could get to show 5 kinds of DSP, 5 patterns on it. You can emboss the background like as in the sample here, or you can leave it as is. You can use different kinds of ribbon. You can emboss, meaning this is the dry emboss, meaning the embossing folders, or you can emboss like heat emboss your sentiments. And you just have a lot of options to make with these accordion fold cards. It's a fun fold, and it may require, because there is a lot of paper, a little bit extra postage, but that's all good. All right, so the scan and cut I recommend is linked in my Amazon store below, Ginger. Just use my link, please, because then I get credit for when you shop with it. And it's like the STX 125E, but please use the link in my description. And thank you, Nicole, for your comment. Nice to see you all again, and we'll see you again next weekend. Have a great evening. This is the Papered Chef.